Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Allavie podcast. I'm so happy to be here with you today. This is a place where we talk about health, wealth, vitality, motivation, inspiration, spirituality, God, yoga, music, singing. There's lots of topics that we go over. And this is just a safe space for us to listen in and learn about the things that are really going to improve your life, make you a happier person, and know that there are little things that you can do every day that are going to help you to get aligned with your most authentic self. Yay! So let's dive into the topic today. Today, I wanted to go over values and standards. Now, this is very important for me. This is something I've learned as I have matured, as I have gone to therapy. She has really helped me, my therapist, to figure out what are my values, because values are foundational to living a fulfilling and authentic life. So here are some points today why they are so important. So the very first thing is that they define who you are. Your values reflect what matters to you. Principles like honesty, compassion, growth, and faith, they shape your identity and give you a clear sense of self. So important. When you're aligned with your values, you feel grounded and authentic. I could not agree with that more. One of the most important values to me is honesty. So the first thing is honesty with myself. Do I really like what I'm doing? Do I like the project that I'm in? Do I love the people that I am working with right now? What's going on? Am I taking too much on, right? Like honesty is so important because like it says, like it shapes my identity. And I really just believe that the truth will set you free, right? As Jesus said, the truth shall set you free. And I totally believe in that. And I know that there was some times in my life where I just was like, feel like I was living in a total fantasy. And I don't think there's anything wrong with living in a part fantasy, but I felt like I knew I wasn't living aligned with my highest truth. I was living a lie because I was going against my gut. And that is so important to listen to how our body really feels. Like, is this an aligned action for me or not? And then just like totally trusting that and being okay with that. And basically like having that clarity with yourself without judgment. So beautiful. Because I feel like when we overthink or judge ourselves for having a gut feeling, then we're getting into our mind. So like, I believe, and I know really the subconscious mind is in the body. So when we can be more connected with our body, it can be easier to make decisions. So like I said, number one, your values define who you are. Secondly, they guide your decisions. Like I was just saying, like that gut instinct. So values and standards, they act as a compass, helping you make decisions that align with your beliefs and long-term goals. This clarity reduces indecision and regret as your choices feel purposeful and aligned with your true self. Another one of my values, they've kind of changed a little bit recently, but one of my values is community. I grew up in a pretty tight-knit community. And even though I learned a lot of great things about it, some of the things were not that great too. I can't remember who I learned this from, but I remember hearing that if community is the one that hurt you, community will be the one that heals you, or being in a community. And I thought that was so beautiful. And I think that is so true. That's why every Monday I go to my beautiful friend JP's house. We have our Mind's Eye meeting in Orlando, and I get plugged in with like-minded people. We do breath work. We do questions, like deep questioning with somebody that we don't really know. And you just get to know people. And when you just quiet the noise and just really get to know somebody that you haven't met before, it's so cool. So those amazing beautiful values. I am going to actually put there's a beautiful resource online that there's like this huge list of values. And I would say, and I'm going to do this again myself too, is just to go through that list with a highlighter or a pen and just circle or highlight the ones that really pop out to you. And then I would say go through those and take like a couple days and just kind of meditate on them and then see which ones are like the three. Go to like their top 10, then maybe your top 5, and then see your top 3. And like I said, they can change. Mine used to be joy. I mean, it is kind of joy now too, but I think that I've realized like community is even more important than joy to me because community brings me joy. So it's like, just pick the thing that kind of gets you to those other values that you may like so much. Okay, so the third thing that values and standards do for you is they protect your well-being. Well, duh. So when you're setting high standards for you, you allow yourself to be treated correctly, the way that you want to be treated. It protects your emotional and mental health. So true. Like one of my standards is kindness. 100%. I'm not necessarily going to be nice because I think nice can be fake sometimes, but kindness, true kindness, you can say something that maybe is a little hard to say, but you can say it kindly. So another thing about how this values protect your well-being is that standards, they create boundaries, which prevent you from tolerating behavior or situations that are harmful or draining. That is so true. And I really love to do this test. Like, do I feel more energized after I spend time with a person, or do I feel more drained? And just by that simple question, we can decide, okay, am I going to spend more time with this person or less? And it doesn't mean you have to cut these people out of your life entirely. You can if you want to. But just being aware of like, okay, I am not feeling totally supported after I've been around that person. So I think that means I need to check in with myself and maybe go find some new friends. Maybe go try somebody else. Because when you feel drained after being next to somebody, it's like the worst feeling ever. So this is the fourth thing, is your values and standards attract the right people. So first they protect you, right? From people that, like I said, like I've gone against my gut before with a specific person. And I knew that this person was dangerous. Just like not. And then, but I started to rationalize, or maybe some other attachment styles kind of got involved. And it's like, it ended up being very unhealthy for me for a little while. Thankfully, I got back up on my feet and I realized that I wasn't even aware of my values and standards at that point in my life. And that is something that I feel like is so valuable to define those for you, because then you can realize, oh, I'm not feeling very good right now. And you can look at your values and standards and say, oh, I'm not living within that. I'm not being honest with myself. I'm not being honest with somebody else. I have not been in community for weeks now and I'm feeling really disconnected. Okay, that's amazing. That's really, really good information to have. So the way that your values attract the right people is when you're living in alignment with your values, you naturally attract people who resonate with those same principles. This leads to more meaningful relationships and helps weed out toxic connections. Gosh, isn't that true? Another thing that is definitely huge standard for me is no gossip. I am very strict on it. I would say I recently actually kind of slipped a little bit, which really doesn't happen often. And I woke up the next morning feeling terrible. I had like a gossip hangover. I was like, why do I feel so bad? And I had to think about like what happened the night before. And I realized that I was like totally gossiping a little bit. I'm like, oh. So I cleared it up with the person that I spoke with, and I said, hey, I'm really sorry that I was talking badly about this other person that's really not like me. It's really none of my business. And I just wanted to apologize. And then I felt so much better. Oh my gosh, I felt so much better. So just listen to yourself. And like I said earlier, like when I need to confront somebody, like I don't want to be too highly emotional, but I pretty much do it right away. And I think it's really important to go for it, because then you're also going to like weed out those people that are like maybe not respecting your viewpoint. And that's like very telling, right? Like if somebody is like, oh yeah, okay, cool. Like, thank you for giving me that feedback, da 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 da. And they want to like work out, your concerns or whatever, that your boundaries maybe that were crossed that you need to talk about. That's awesome. Like, we love that. But if somebody like blows up on you, starts to gaslight you, says you're crazy, okay, thank you for showing that to me. Bye-bye. And you just let them go. And you wish them well and know that God will take care of them. I implore you not to take revenge on anybody or try to get somebody back if somebody hurts you. Just the best thing you can do is let go of that person, wish them well, pray for them, and just block them, right? Like, depending on how severe, I guess, the betrayal kind of was. But I think that we can sometimes become obsessed with another person. What are they doing? How are they feeling about me? And it's like, typically when that anxiety happens, I am outside of my value. I'm outside of my values because I'm not focused on what I think and what I want and what I like, my honesty, my communication, my peace, my joy. I'm focused on what they're doing. So that's a very telling point. I feel like that's kind of like a catalyst to look at and be like, I'm out of alignment here. Let's do a journal prompt. Let's write in my journal. Maybe I need to go dancing. Maybe I need to scream in a pillow. Like, there is some type of trigger happening. I might be in like a trauma response when I am like getting into anxiety and like spiraling about somebody else's life. Like, my life is way too good. My life is way too precious. I have too many people that love me. I have too many people that care about me for me to actually like put that much energy and like stake in somebody else's life. Like, if they're not somebody that I actively like am friends with or love, like, it's best to just let go. You got to let go and let God. I love the saying, let go or be dragged. I ain't going to be dragged. That's for sure. Okay. So number 5, values and standards, they build self-respect and confidence. I cannot agree with this enough. Like, building self-respect and confidence and building your self-worth, especially as a young person, is so important, especially as a woman. I think it's, that's the only experience I've had, but I know that the world is changing a lot, which is great. But I feel like, oh, you're a girl, da da da. That's like thrown around, and I don't think people realize like how much that gets into your head, right? Like, oh, I'm not worth that much because I'm a girl. Like, what in the world? Are you insane? So that's why these values come in handy so much. So upholding your values and your standards reinforces your self-worth. So important, self-worth. When you refuse to compromise on what matters most to you, you send a powerful message to yourself and others that you respect and value yourself. And I'm definitely going to do another episode just on self-respect, because I feel like I have just learned that so much the past couple of years, even in the past year or two, is like really getting into that, valuing myself, respecting myself. Like, that's really what's going to get you to the where you want to go is like basically saying and realizing like, this is the type of person that I deserve to be, that I am, that I know that I am. Is this aligned with it? Am I going to go back to a person, place, or thing that makes me feel less than, that makes me feel small? Burp. No, definitely not. So that's where these standards and beautiful, beautiful values come in. And I just love self-respect. It's really the answer to everything, to be honest with you. So number 6 is that your values provide stability during challenging times. And this is so true. And this is why I love spirituality. And this is why I love Christianity as well, is because that is like the rock. Like when you're at rock bottom and you're like wondering, okay, what in the world is going on? It's like, okay, I have Jesus. Like, okay, I have something bigger than me that's guiding me and that I know is taking care of me. Thank God. Thank God. And and values, that's why I actually really love the Bible as well, is because there are so many values and there's so many great lessons everywhere in the Bible, that it's like like if you've suffered for a long time, like it's okay. Like you're going to be celebrated for that. And I can attest to that. Like, yeah, I can. So your values provide the stability during challenging times by knowing that life is inevitably going to bring challenges, but your values serve as a stable foundation during turbulent times. They remind you of what's important to you and keep you moving forward with integrity and resilience. I love that. So back when I really didn't know what my values and standards were, and I really was not living, I would say, a very Christian life or a very, God-fearing life. Like I was just straight up in survival mode, and I was just really like living in fear a lot and making all my choices from fear. There was no integrity in that. The only resilience I had was just knowing like, I just got to make it through today. And I'm so happy now. Like I have my church community, I have my like yoga community, and I really feel like I need both of those. Like I definitely do. And I kind of blend, like I love breath work. I love meditation. I love yoga. I love the yogic philosophy. Yoga is not a religion, it's philosophy. There's amazing, amazing things that we can learn from that. But like also like I know that Jesus and Christianity has given me so much strength and power and knowingness, and like just like giving my will to God and praying about things, and like knowing that like if I'm going through a turbulent time, like it's just making me stronger. Like challenging times make us stronger for a reason. Like we are going to learn something from this that's going to help us in the future. Like this is exciting stuff. So it's like, instead of actually like being worried about how am I going to get out of this, like I get out of my own understanding. I don't know. God is in control. Okay. How can I lean on my faith more during this time? And that is one of my probably highest values and standards as well, is my faith. And I feel very connected to, and I know that my grandmothers and my grandfathers are like cheering in heaven, because I was not raised Christian. I was not raised really reading the Bible. Of course, I've heard about Jesus and stuff like that, but that's just not the way that I was raised. And I really feel like I suffered a lot because of that. And that's okay. Like I said, the suffering, suffering brings you to your faith. That's what's the beautiful thing about it is. And I've noticed it's like when things are going great, that's when I want to also rely on my faith more, because it's like, yes, we're winning. And I think it can be kind of hard, because if you constantly like I have, like in the past, like live in crisis mode. It's like, oh, okay, we're going to get through this for faith, 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 faith. And then when things are good, you also have to like have that same amount of like just gratitude and blessings of like, thank you for getting me out of that, God. And let me see how I can use my resources, my faith, my connections, my talent, my skills to help people that maybe need help right now. And typically, like usually that's just showing up as yourself. Like that's just me like doing this podcast. Like I'm not exactly sure who it's going to reach, but like whoever's listening right now, like know that you are so loved. You are so loved beyond what you can even imagine. You are so protected. No, and I'm going to pray. I'm actually going to pray over you right now. God, please allow this individual or these people listening right now, touch their hearts, God. Open their minds, open their view, their vision to see possibilities in their future, God. Please, I pray over these people that they will feel love, that they will feel connection, that they will feel safety and peace. God, allow my listeners to feel so much peace right now. Knowing that it's all in your timing, God. Knowing that you put these God-sized dreams inside of us for a reason and that they are so ready, and know that it is in your time. And we know that it will happen when you say it is done. In your name, praise Jesus. Amen. We love you. I just felt called to do that. And the very last point I wanted to go over today about living in your values and standards is that they help you live intentionally. I love this. Intention is so important. So without clear values and standards, it's easy to drift through life reacting to circumstances instead of creating the life that you want. So you would be reacting instead of creating. So instead of living in fear, you're going to live with that love and that creation. So defining and living by your values allows you to live intentionally and on purpose. And on purpose. That is so true. And with your purpose. I believe purpose is so important. I think we all know what our purpose is deep down. Maybe it's not even that deep down. Like I've always pretty much known what my purpose is, and it's to share my voice with the world. It's to sing, it's to perform, it's to be in alignment with the things that I think are really beautiful and just share how I view the world as an artist. Thank y'all so much for listening today. I'm really feeling fired up about this. So ultimately, values and standards are about creating the life that reflects your truest self, honors your worth, and aligns with your vision for who you want to be. That's so powerful. And what's powerful is that when you live by them, you feel more at peace, fulfilled, and empowered. So important to feel empowered. One of my standards is waking up early. I love to wake up early and go for a walk or do some yoga or go to the gym, like move my body, do a meditation, write in my journal. These are the things that like keep me on point and like keep me, what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, they just keep me in my purpose. And I know that joy is a choice, and I choose joy today. I'm going to get a little drink of water before I finish up. Remember to hydrate today. So it is early 2025 right now. It's still in January, and it is cold in Florida. It just rained. It just snowed like 9 inches in the Panhandle, which is crazy. Which I love. So my prayer today is that you discover your values and you realize your value. So through your values, think about that word. How much is it worth? What's the value? These all kind of work together in this beautiful, beautiful synchronicity. When you find your values and you live through your values, you are going to have a beautiful self-worth and a self-worth in a humble way, in a way where you can say, I know who I am. I know what I stand for. I know exactly what I want in my life. And all you have to do is work towards that every day. Do 5 things, even if it's small. Make a Facebook post, make a social media post, write in your journal, practice your guitar, learn a new song, record a song that you want to release. Like, there is so much beauty in this life when we create the life that we truly, truly, truly desire. And nobody is stopping you from living your dream life. Nobody is stopping you. Nobody. I loved saying that to you, and I will always remind you that. So let me know how you felt about this episode. Please like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you want me to go over next week. I do have a free gift for you in the show notes. Like I said, I'm putting in that list that you can look through the values and standards. That's the first thing. The second thing is that I have a guided 8-minute meditation for you. It's your 8-minute mindset reset. It is so awesome. I just recorded it this past week and I am obsessed with it. I actually listen to it every day. So you have that. That's a free gift for me. The other free gift is your vocal health checklist, your optimal vocal health checklist that you can check through every day, getting proper sleep, getting proper hydration, doing your vocal warm-ups, doing light massage, listening to your mindset reset. That's just something I know a lot about. I would say I'm an expert vocalist. I have been studying it since 2012, and I love to teach people about that and just support people's voices on a physical level and on a spiritual, like mindfulness level as well, because I think it's really cool and it's really important. And I love to sing and I love to use my voice. So that's something that I love to support people with. So if you have any more questions about that, please let me know. Stay warm out there. We're still in our winter months. Find those values and standards that mean the world to you and live through those. And I promise you, and look at them every day. And I promise you, your life is just going to unfold so beautifully because you're going to start to define, oh my gosh, this is who I am. This is what I stand for. I know it within a shadow of a doubt. Like, I am ready to take on a lion right now because I have God with me by my side, working through me, and I am speaking my truth and I have my values and standards. You're going to be unstoppable, girl or boy. You got this. I love you so much, and I will talk to you very soon. See you in the next episode. Ta-da!